do it.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the EZG Podcast. I'm your host, EZG Saint. With me, as always, my co-host, EZG Uzi2. Joining us again is EZG Vixen and EZG Saiyan Ape 83. How's everyone doing tonight?
Doing good. How you doing?
Don't everyone talk at once.
Sorry, we were letting guests go first. I apologize. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Vixen?
I'm doing good.
Good.
How you doing, Saint?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
He just got done beating his kids.
What? It's not even remotely true.
Well, we know you were thinking about it, no doubt.
I don't know if you've seen the size of them, but they could probably beat me now. So
That's why you gotta keep them honest.
Yep, very much so. So, all right, guys, tonight we are going to discuss the relevance of Call of Duty and the latest news that there is going to be a remastered, well, could be remastered, maybe a soft reboot is what we're looking at, but a release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a new Call of Duty coming out. Are you excited?
Call who? What now?
What is that game?
Exactly. I think I wanted to lead this off with the title of Call of Duty. Is it relevant?
When did Call of Duty Modern Warfare come out? The first one? Did anybody know that, like, off the top of your head?
A long time ago. 2004?
A long time ago, 2004.
I think he'll keep making sales, but I think people just keep buying it out of habit.
Is this this should just be like Call of Duty nostalgia, like something like that?
They screwed this one up.
Well, I mean, can you screw up something if you're just putting the same thing back into it?
I think it's a
never
soft
mind.
reboot.
It's Treyarch.
Wait.
It's Treyarch. Never mind.
There's a difference between a remaster or a remake and a soft reboot. So technically, it's not going to be the same game. If it's a reboot, they're starting the series over again. They might have the same characters. They may not have the same characters, but it's definitely going to be set in that era. There's a couple interesting concepts that are going on here. One, they could potentially be trying to get away from what ruined Call of Duty in the first place, which was the jetpacks and the jumping around and the stupid abilities and all that kind of crap, trying to make it all Halo when it didn't need to be Halo. It needed to be Call of Duty, which is what most people prefer. Or they could be just grasping at straws, because the fact of the matter is even as good as Blackout is, and Blackout did an amazing job, Black Ops 4 was awesome, but there was something missing, and I think it's the fact that Call of Duty has run its course, and it seems to be dead in today's gaming world.
I mean, I agree. If they don't go beyond and change something, it's never. They got. I don't know. I don't even know. I hate all. Go ahead.
It's like you said, it was good, but it just didn't keep your interest for long.
I don't even know. I don't even know if having this conversation is relevant.
Okay, so but you got it. You have to take into consideration. Okay, we were raised on old school Call of Duty. Call of Duty. What was the last Call of Duty? World at War, something like that, right?
3, 4?
No, like World War something that blew. It was horrible.
That was the old version. Yeah, World War whatever. World at War or some shit.
Blackout came out, we sit down, we got involved, started playing, and it was instantly like old school shooter. It had a good feel to it. A lot of the maps were original Black Ops maps, which was great. We were familiar with them. The gameplay was pretty smooth, but it just didn't work. The fan base is dwindling time by time. What are some of the things that they could do with this Call of Duty to bring it back and to make it relevant again?
Depends on for what audience. I mean, you trying to do it for the audience of like the Fortnite audience where it tries to stay hot because of that, or for people who used to play it back in the day?
Is the Fortnite audience relevant?
I mean, they make a crap ton load of money off of them for sure.
Right.
Who is it?
And isn't that the object of any company? Is to make a crap ton load of money?
Who's making the game? Would it be Infinity Ward or I think it's Infinity Ward, not Treyarch.
Infinity Ward.
Yeah, so it's not Treyarch. So I feel that if you want to be relevant, you're gonna have to take into consideration every single thing that's been said for years of what they want. You're gonna have to listen to the player. But where do you go from here now that, I mean, this is going to be something that we're going to talk about on a different episode probably, but the whole franchising thing, where do you go in that? Do you make a game that is geared more towards that competitive side again, like back when Modern Warfare originally came out? Or do you make it just for the casual gamer, the casual, I mean, you're remaking a game that is already made, like, just make something different. Give every fan what they want. Just take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. How hard is it to do that?
Oh, no. Okay, so apparently Activision has removed Sledgehammer and has given Treyarch the lead studio. So it's not Infinity Ward. Treyarch.
Whatever. Whoever. There's so many. That's the problem. You have so many goddamn so many developers that work on things. You don't know who's doing what. Each one has their own problems. Each one has their own successes and failures. I feel that if you want to make it good, you take the best out of everything that's in the past and you put into a game. However, I don't feel like making a recopy of what you've done, come out. I mean, just make it so it's competitive. Make it so that the gameplay is smooth. Make it so that, okay, if you wanted to gear it towards both sides, the competitive side, those pro gamers or those the wannabe pro gamers and all that, or the casual gamers, make two different stories. Not in sense of like, campaign, but give two sides. Give that pro side,
We're still talking about the same old first-person shooter.
Yeah, they're not going to change. First-person shooters can't change. They're not going to adapt to nothing.
All right, so let's look at it. So you have Fortnite, Apex, Blackout. Did the Battle Royale take away something from that first-person shooter experience?
No, I think it added to it. I think it added a different depth. It added that force to fight. PUBG, it added that force to fight. It gave a faster-paced game, with less campy, tactics, less hiding. You can still kind of do that in games, but it was still... You added to it. I don't think it took away from it. It just gave you something different. Instead of running around the same map, respawn. There's something to that type of gameplay. That's what makes competitive gameplay, competitive. Fight to the end to win. These battle royale games are long, drawn out processes. They can go anywhere. 20 minutes and above. I don't think it's taken away from it. I think it's added to it. But I think that developers of these games aren't taking into consideration that things turn stale quickly in this game, in gaming. And you see that now with Apex, an amazing game. I love it, and it was the number one game at the top of the list besides Fortnite. Shattering records, made $25 million in its first month, I think. And now it's slowly falling off because the developers aren't pushing content. Fortnite is where it's at because Fortnite just
pumping shit out.
Just pumping stuff out. Whether they're just throwing it out there because all that money, they're able to change it on the fly with season after season, and they're able to give you this and give you that. And now it's not necessarily changing. The game's not changing. The they're removing weapons, they're adding weapons, but they're changing the face of their map, like completely changing their map. So every season you kind of get something new. It's not like, it's not the same. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have played Blackout lately, but they are trying to do what Fortnite has done. They totally took the Blackout map and they destroyed it. Not destroyed it in like a bad way where it's whatever. They destroyed it. So what from the beginning of Blackout is no longer. The dam is blown up. The dam is gone. And the river is flooded, and everything below the dam, all those little all those little houses, and everything below the dam is all flooded. So it changes the landscape, it changes the play, and they do that the same thing with Fortnite. All the towns are different. The Loot Lake is different, and everything changes. It keeps it fun. They're saying they might see that in Apex coming up because season 2 is going to start. There's going to be a big, supposed to be a big reveal for a few things in a couple weeks at E3. But I feel that, in my personal opinion, I feel that Battle Royale games add it to it, but when these developers don't put nothing to it and give you more, I think that's what makes it stale. As for what COD is going to do with a remastered version of a game that came out years ago, I mean, unless they're planning on changing it up 100% and just using the name, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think people are not going to care. I think it's going to be the same old. People may just buy it because it's Call of Duty, and that name just holds relevance somewhere in the ether, But I don't think it's going to make a difference. It's not going to be a game changer. It's going to be the same old thing.
Jason, weigh in. What do you think?
I feel like they've just lost their creativity. I mean, I didn't know about the whole, blown up dam and the flooded map. That actually kind of sounds cool to me. But then again, I didn't know because it's not like they really put it out there for everybody to know, and everybody quit playing already. So this is the first time I'm hearing about it. I don't know how long that's been happening for, but I mean, no one talks about Call of Duty anymore. It's just, I mean, anything I ever hear about, it's either Apex, which, like you said, has been slowly falling off, and Fortnite. That's all I hear about is Fortnite.
Yeah, even PUBG. PUBG's the same way.
And in all honesty, like I'm not a huge fan of the whole building battle royale thing. I mean, I got all right with it after some time, but it just wasn't a fan favorite. But I do like what they do with their maps, how they're constantly changing, and they got a little story that goes with it and everything. I mean, it just kind of keeps it interesting, and they pump out season after season. And I don't even know if Call of Duty Blackout has seasons. Do they have seasons? Because I didn't really pay much attention to it.
I think they do. I don't really follow it as much. I just play it casually now. You know what I mean? And like I said, I jumped on today to see what it was. I saw a video of I saw someone playing it, and I noticed that the docks where the boat is and all the cargo and everything was completely destroyed. The boat's on its side, the cargo's containers are floating in the ocean. I thought they changed a little bit of it, and when I jumped in, I realized that the dam's gone and all this stuff. Same thing like playing Fortnite. If I went into Fortnite now, I'd be totally lost because the map's completely changed. PUBG didn't do it like that. PUBG just gave you different maps. You know what I mean? They didn't give you one map that was large that they changed. They gave you different maps, so they tried it a different way. But even PUBG fell off, and things like that. I just don't see making another Call of Duty like that. I don't. Especially now.
I mean, that's...
Good.
I mean, that's not really what Call of Duty was about, though. I mean, they're pretty much just trying to copy and paste what Fortnite did to try to get people interested in, in and now. And it's just not going to work that way. I mean, and the thing, and like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Fortnite, but dude, they have different game modes that come out like every week. Like they change them up and change them around. Then you can even do a full team deathmatch on that huge open map. Just gets smaller and smaller as the game goes on. But I mean, there's not really a whole lot of variety, I think, with the Call of Duty Battle Royale mode. Don't get me wrong, I like Battle Royale modes. Like, I love PUBG when we're playing PUBG, even though that's fallen off too. I haven't played that in so long, but...
I mean, I know this is it. Go ahead.
But, I mean, Call of Duty was all about that, search and destroy and team deathmatch and everything. That's what you went and played it for, and honestly, it just seems like there's so many different ways. I don't know. I just feel like they kind of focused less on that and more on the Battle Royale just to try to get people in to get the cash flow going.
Okay, so is it the fact that the Battle Royale is new? And when you look at it after 10, 12 years of the constant competitiveness of the first-person shooter of how many kills do I get, how many, how's my KD? Oh, look what I did in this match. And, it's one thing to have a match that's really close. You know, we've all felt that adrenaline and everything, but it's a totally different thing when you have to make every move right to get to the end of the game to possibly win the game. So yeah, this is a new thing as far as that goes. The Battle Royale's been around for a couple years. It's new, it's fresh. It gives us something that we can't necessarily get in a regular game mode like, you know, the Call of Duty, the Halo. Is it that it's new, or is it that the base generational portion of gamers that have grown up on this are us, the people that played that for so long, and now we're just kind of waiting. Battle Royale came out. Now it's like, okay, that's kind of dwindling a little bit. You know, what is it that's going to attract us next? What's it going to be like in 10 years?
Well, it's like you said, you know, it's, you know, that adrenaline rush you get towards like the end of a, you know, Battle Royale match, like where everything gets like intense and everything. And that's like their team deathmatch and the Search and Destroy. You get that, like, you know, you respawn, you get it again, you keep going, like you're like just constantly pumped up and, you know, feeling it, and then, you know, you die, but then you get to go right back into it and, you know, keep going. And, you know, that's, to me, that's what makes it fun. But, and I know they copy and paste a lot of their maps and stuff, but I feel like their maps used to be better too. Like I think the last one of maps I really liked, and I think it was Black Ops 2, and it's, their maps I think were a little bit bigger, and there was like multiple levels of it. Like I remember going up on this huge, like, you know, ridge and looking down on like an alleyway, and I mean, it just seemed like there was a whole lot different levels to it. Now it just seems like it's all clumped together, and, you know, you can't really get up high anywhere, or like, unless it's cheap. I think they kind of wasted or potential on what the maps could have been.
It also goes back to the fact that you have multiple developers making the games. It's no longer
those Black Ops 2 maps are amazing. I think I loved them. Like, there's dimension to them. You know what I mean?
Okay, so with that idea of dimension, why isn't Battlefield doing better?
Because they rushed it.
Because Battlefield has the massive maps.
Oh yeah.
Battlefield has all of that. So, but at the same time, it's not performing like it used to.
I'm going to tell you why. Because they're stuck in this modern. They're stuck in this World War age. They want to stay in this World War crap. Go out of it. Leave it. It's boring.
Yeah.
World War guns, World War weaponry, shit like that. It's dumb. Nobody wants to play it.
Exactly.
Well, okay, hold on.
You might like it, and there's people out there that might like it for the historic value.
Right.
But what was the other one? 4 or whatever? What was it?
No, Battlefield 1 was probably, as far as visuals go, amazing, beautiful game.
But I don't need Battlefield 1.
I think it was great. But
no, I don't have a problem with that. But like he said, I want to shoot a modern rifle. I want to shoot a modern, you know, M16 with modern sights. You know, it's like at some point you kind of get old of having to shoot old guns and use old equipment. You want to use stuff that people are using, you know, nowadays. Even though it's probably not.
So now they're
the same, but
they're 2 games in
without flying.
You know, Battlefield 1 and this one, they're 2 games in on the same weapons, the same concept, the same stuff. It's all the same. And Battle Royale for that was never going to work. They rushed it. They saw that Battlefield in itself was not performing well, and they were like, all right, well, we got to capitalize on, at least try to capitalize on this Battle Royale portion of it. Call of Duty's doing it. We have to follow them. You know, it's the way, it's just the nature of the business. If they do that, the other guys have to do it as well. So they did that.
Hi, Thor.
Sorry.
When I played their Battle Royale mode, man, I don't think it was necessarily bad. It just felt weird. Like I really don't know how to explain it. I had a weird feeling to it, and I just, it wasn't crazy about it. It was hard for me to kind of get into, focus in on it. There was just like I found myself looking at the screen and getting dazed. Like
in the Battle Royale, I found that, you know, the release of Apex with Fortnite, with Apex, PUBG even a little bit. You know, you were in, even when you dropped outside of the action areas, you were in the action pretty quick, and the action was well defined. Battlefield does a great job at masking the players and then blending in like real life in the environment. And I think that produced the slower feel. Now, again, I don't think none of us, like, we really, as a community, the EZG community, we didn't get really involved in that. So maybe we're wrong. Apologize to all you hardcore Battlefield, fans. I'm a big proponent for Battlefield. I think they do beautiful work. Love it. But you're right. There was something about it that just didn't click. Can't put my finger on it. Maybe we need to try out a little bit more. But getting back away from that, is it really the end of the, first person shooter old school era? And we've been touching on this a little bit in our personal conversations and debating about this, but pro teams are going to be franchised now. So the franchising, the fact that it costs a ton of money to put a team up there now, and you can't just pay entry fees and work your way up as an amateur very easily anymore. Esports is investing a lot of money in all these different cities. In Philly, they're getting ready to build this massive esports arena that is dedicated to esports. But
$50 million.
Right. You don't hear a lot about the Call of Duty or the Halo anymore. You don't hear about that type of game. It's Overwatch. It's League of Legends. It's Fortnite. It's things like that. Are we done moving on here? Can we just please let us revel in the days of old?
But I
the rest.
And that might be what it is. Nostalgia might have a thing to play in that. Like you think like, oh, I wish this was in, but in your head, no matter what they do, you never think that's going to match up to what it used to be. Like how much fun you used to have when it, you just have such a high bar set in your mind with it that it's probably impossible to meet that expectation anyways. But I mean, it probably is the end of the old kind of, game style and stuff, just based on
why change the things that were never broken. You know what I mean? Why change the way?
Because they're boring.
Was Halo boring?
No, Halo was amazing.
Hold on,
but now,
kids.
But why can't you just why can't Halo? So why couldn't you keep the Halo fighting system and just
because
update
Bungie disbanded and 343 sucks
and
Microsoft blew it.
But that's what I'm saying though. But I'm saying as they progressed, from one was great, but one you couldn't play online in that sense. It was just, it was you and your buddies at the house, everyone bringing a TV and an Xbox.
Man party.
That was great.
I mean, the new style's making so much money now. That's why. That's where the money's at.
But the new style is nothing different. If you kept that old fighting style, the way that Halo 2 played, if you kept that but just modernized it and just kept going with different maps and different games and different stories, but kept the way it shot, the way the gun shot, the way you fought, you'd be fine. It would be loved by millions, wouldn't you? Because I don't like anything that happened after that.
We might, but
why? Because now it has to be literally I can throw a pen and hit and kill somebody. That's stupid. It makes it they're catering to the casual player, and that's what I feel is ruining that whole thing. You cater to now. I get it. Games have to be the way. The dragon is distracting. Oh, that's
link my list.
So weird.
Yeah, my dragon is
so weird. But look, I just feel that those old games had better. They held more weight. They had more weight than what is out there now. Now remember, look, my favorite time we ever had. Remember back on whatever, I can't remember what Call of Duty it was, but the one that had the app attached to it.
They all have apps attached to them now. No, every game has an app attached to it now.
The one where you literally it gave you the missions. Remember, you set up your clan on it. They had the missions. You had to take those.
That was the last one we were really in.
Yeah, remember that?
Black Ops.
Whatever. Why did that
I think
stop?
Ghost
It had
too.
so
they
many.
did a good job on it too.
Dude, had millions of people played that. Millions of people loved that system. And then the next game, nah, bye, it's gone.
Modern Warfare have zombies.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No. I think they all had a zombie, didn't they?
Black Ops was the first zombies.
No, there was World of War.
World of War had zombies.
Yeah.
that was the first one.
It
was World at War that had.
Yeah.
But okay, but the zombies is a totally different thing. I mean, like we love the zombies. I mean, love them, love them, love them, love the Easter eggs and
The alien one sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasted like billions of hours on that. But that's a different game.
You're gonna get this in a couple weeks. In a couple E3 is in a couple weeks. It's June 11th. I think June 11th, something like that. One of those days, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get this. Most likely gonna have this update announcement for this Call of Duty. You're gonna get supposedly the rumor is the announcement is coming for season 2 of Apex. There's apparently another announcement possibly coming from Battlefield that hasn't been confirmed, and another one from PUBG. Because that is where gaming is right now. It's in that battle royale mode. I don't feel that if they make a remastered version of Call of Duty, whatever, it could be the best Call of Duty in the world that they ever made. I don't think it's going to make a difference, because I think right now, non-competitive players and casual players love that forced to fight style of play. The competitor players and those people that play competitively in the CWL and those online MLG stuff and like that, they're gonna play that old school style, but there's not a lot of them anymore. Especially now that the fact that franchising is coming to Call of Duty, you're gonna see that's trying to drop off again a little bit more. Battle Royale is probably the way it's gonna be for the next few years until who knows what, and then you might have to look forward to like VR stuff.
I think that's going to be the way that it's pushing it, and I think that's where the Call of Duty has the opportunity to make its comeback is in VR, because the VR is a different concept in itself. You give me a VR helmet, buddy, throw me in a Call of Duty map, and we are going ham nonstop. That would be a blast. So I think they need to beg and plead these tech companies to advance the VR system if they're going to save anything. If not, sit back and invest your money in at least a decent storyline. Bring back Soap, for God's sakes. Let's make Call of Duty great again.
I don't think it can ever be great again. I don't think
I
don't think that no matter what you do, you don't bring that game back from the dead. I don't think it's same thing for Halo. You can put out all the Master Chief Collector's editions you want to. It ain't gonna matter.
Right.
You can put out another Halo game tomorrow, and I don't think it's gonna make a difference. The only thing that they may do is if another Halo came out, it's gonna have a VR version to it. Is that gonna be fun? Probably not. It's not. I just feel that creating the same game over and over and over again, and it's you will be. Well, of course you will be. You're stuck in the past. But
because I'm old. Shut up.
Yeah. No, first-person shooters on VR. I've been watching. I plan on buying a Rift S probably here soon. I mean, they look pretty fun. Would you quit licking my neck? Dragon keeps.
Sorry, man. I apologize.
No, you're good. It's distracting. But no, I've watched it. And it looks fun. I probably would play a, old school Call of Duty match on VR. That'd be intense.
No one is listening to a thing you say. We are all watching
to see when it licks your
dragon to see if it licks your neck. Nobody cares about anything else.
You can watch it on the playback.
This podcast was over. This podcast was over when that lizard licked your neck. I'm just saying. I feel that they should stop force feeding these games down down everyone's throats every year or two, and just focus on what's out and making that game better, and whatnot. And if we're going into battle royale mode, these really good games that everyone seems to enjoy, they need to step up. Don't make a game and just be like, oh cool, we made our money, and just say F it, shit.
Well, okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna try to keep it within these time frame here. So here's what we would love for you guys to do out there listening. We want to get your feedback. What do you think about this idea that Call of Duty is doing? Let's get a good conversation going on here. And by all means, here's a concept. Here's an idea. How about we stop paying attention to the lizard licking Bentley's neck, and let's stop investing our money into crap games. So go rent it, check it out first. Something like that. Play the demo, whatever. But if it's not a good game, guys, I mean, seriously, let's quit throwing our money out there. Maybe these companies will get the idea that they need to spend a little more time and give us some good quality stuff. But, I mean, good grief, small companies can do it with things like Fortnite and Apex. They throw the games out for free. They're good games. So let's step it up, guys. It's time to make some moves in the gaming world. So let us know what you think. Definitely comment. Send us your good opinions, negative opinions, whatever. Let us know how you liked, Bentley's lizard licking his neck. It kind of got me a little hot and bothered, But we appreciate it. Saint.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. As always, check out the links and everything down in the description below this video, and we'll see you all next time.